Hello everyone, my name is Lumi, and welcome to Lumi's Lair. This is the fourth week of the Overwatch League, and oh boy, this one was wild. And the last days that we had, there were only 3-1s in the West, and in the East, this side was wild. There's not much 3 Overwatch anymore, which is fun, I guess. I don't know. But boy, was this week wild. First off, what I will say is Vegas are still the worst team. Sorry, and Atlanta are still the best team. That's that. Can't say much about that. Sorry. But yeah, other than that, what happened this week? Okay. Who had a worse week? London or Dragons? I'm gonna say London, honestly. Cause London looked horrid. It's so weird to say it, but London looked awful. They just played so bad. I don't know what they were doing. London looked lost. Speaking of lost, though, let's put Shanghai right next. They lost to a contenders team. What can I say? They did. They lost to a contenders team. So yeah, that's good as a Shanghai fan. You know, today has not been a good week for me in the esports scene because I'm a fan of Sentinels in Valorant and Shanghai in Overwatch. And boys, are not fun. But I don't know what team to put next though. Okay, this is gonna sound wild. I'm gonna put Seoul and YXL in Toronto down here. Cause Toronto looked horrid. Again. Well, oh yeah, I forgot about this team. I told you guys last week everyone was hype on the Valiant. I wasn't, because they suck. But everyone's like, oh my god, the Valiant was so good. They're not. I got back down to earth. I saw this guy, Tomathan, put the Valiant over SF Shock and Toronto. And the games they played today, Toronto and SF Shock. They lost both. And they really brought back, we are 0-7. But they're not anymore, they're 0-8. Anyways. And so, they didn't play, and Seoul were not good last week, but they were alright this week. I don't know. It was obvious that they weren't. It's weird. Because I have a lot of bias from the first week in the preseason rankings. So, I'm like, they have to be good. They took a map off Hangzhou, but Hangzhou's, not even top 2 in the East right now. I don't know. But I'll put NYXL up here. Did Justice not play this week? Yeah. That sucks. Because that really screws me over. God, not many of the big teams played today. Hangzhou, maybe? No. I'd have to put Hangzhou over these teams. I'm gonna put Justice down here. Because if I take a peek in the last week, Justice beat Shock, which is real sad for a Shock fan, and then lost to Houston. What was the week before? I remember they lost against Boston, right? Yeah, this week. They beat Valiant and then lost to Boston 3-0. So yeah, I'll put Justice down here. I think that's fair. Because, no, I'm still put Vancouver over under Justice like last week because I can't say they had a great week because they beat London, and they did take a map off Gladiators, but I'm not as high on Gladiators as a lot of people are. So yeah, these two teams. Anyone else? Can I put down? I think Dallas, right? Because Dallas, everyone dropped a map to these contender teams, to be fair. But Dallas just, they didn't look the best this week. They played alright. I don't know, the East is very weird because they are fighting contenders teams and we don't have a real gauge on how good contenders teams are. Because since it's 1 week into the tournament, you can't be like, well, this team beat this contenders team by this much, and this, like, Hangzhou Spark beat SPG by 3-0, and Seoul Dynasty beat SPG by 3-1, so Seoul are worse than Hangzhou. Like, you can't really do that anymore. And that sucks when you're judging the East, because this was the only game played between OWL teams. And we know that Hangzhou are better than Seoul, so, like, it's rough. Then I think I'm gonna have to put Hangzhou. No, Boston. Boston was alright this week. They lost a map to Defiant, which is rough. But they destroyed Vegas, which, congrats, I guess. Boston are looking alright. Did Izzyaki play? I can't remember. 1 moment, please. No, it doesn't say. Maybe it does. No, yeah, that's what I thought. Izziaki's still out, right? Yeah. The loss of Izzyaki really sucks for them, but obviously, like, he was such a good player, and it just really sucks that he had that condition. So yeah, I feel very bad, obviously. I don't know who would be like, heh, Izzyaki went down with injury. It's just big sad, and I hope he gets better. Next. How many tier breaks do we have left? 3? Do I put Shock over Florida? Do I put Shock over Glads? I think I put Shock over them both if they haven't played. So, let me check real quick. Because I think Shock is better than Glads, and Glads are better than Florida, still. That's my logic, because Glads lost 3-0 to Houston. Maybe I put Soul Infernal down here. Okay, let's just Mayhem, Glads, Shock. Because Shock put up a better fight against Outlaws. I do think Soul Infernal's better I think I'm gonna put, like, a tier break here. But I don't... Does Soul Infernal go here? Because they went 3... They played against O2 Blast and made it go to Game 5. That's what sucks about the East this week. And Guangzhou played very well. which is like good. Okay, this is gonna be me personally, okay? I'm just gonna make this, and I'm gonna split this up a bit. Where do I put this? I'll put this here. What I feel about the Guangzhou Charge is they play very well as a team, and so do Houston. But I feel like Guangzhou Charge had a overall better week, just because Houston didn't win their games cleanly. Because they dropped a map against Shock, which I'm honestly not surprised. I wish it went to Game 5 to like show everyone that like Shock are good still, but it didn't, which is rough. It probably should have gone to Game 5, but it didn't. But what I do find interesting is that the Guangzhou Charge played against Poker Face, and Poker Face are really good. I need to give like these contender teams like a rating, because we need like a relative score to like which Owl team are they as good as, you know? Like, are they better than Spitfire? I don't know. We know SPG is better than Shanghai, which is depressing. And Elsevier beat Shanghai pretty bad. Well, beat SPG pretty bad, so that's why they're up here. But yeah. Right now, I will take Guangzhou Charge over Dallas, just because they're DPS. Jimmy's inconsistent, and we know this, but Choi Se-won is so good. And Piggy has improved his game so much. They're just like top tier right now. I don't think Guangzhou Charge will be the best in the East at the end of the season, personally. I think they may be third, under Hangzhou and Seoul Infernal, but we have to see, obviously. Just because, like, they are playing, like, out of their minds right now, but also, like, other teams are catching up, you know? But since we did this pretty quickly, I'm gonna go through real quick and like say a good and a bad spot of everything in this team. Vegas. Good thing about Vegas. Luke Mino. Luke Mino's great. I am so sad he's stuck on that team. But Luke Mino carries. Not even like his DPS, like that's a meme and stuff, but he is so good. And then London. I really like Lethal's gameplay. Lethal is a very good, like, tracer. And, like, does he play Mei? I think I've seen him play Mei. I like his Mei. Valiant Cry. Oh my. Wait, is Lethal on Spitfire? One sec. I just started, like, going off about how good Lethal is, but is he on Spitfire? One moment, please. I meant Sparker. Sparker, he's good. Sparker's really good. Hottie is bald. That's all you need to know about London. Lethal is on Valiant. Lethal's so good on Valiant, honestly. His tracer's nuts. He could play Mei, maybe. I don't remember. These teams are bad. What do you want me to say? Now it gets on to the teams that I know. Shanghai Dragons. You did just lose to a contenders team. But these teams are as bad as contenders teams, so what do you want me to say? I would say Shanghai is... Flatank isn't that bad, and obviously their DPS are... I like their style of play when every character is a DPS. It's like watching PRX in Valorant, but PRX are good. Toronto! Hey, Toronto. I mean, what do you want me to say? Hydron's the best sim I've ever seen, and that's all I can say. Hydron, I'm so sad you're not... I'm so sad you have these weights that you have to deal with, but... Yeah, just good luck, man. Dynasty, you're honestly not that bad without Prophet, which I am surprised. Because I honestly thought they would lose to a contenders team without Prophet, because Prophet is so good, and Dynasty is so bad. They have Void. Void's really good, but you know, they aren't playing Void enough. So like, yeah. Krillin's not bad either. He just needs to like hop off main support, you know. So yeah, other than that, what's next? NYXL. God, I love NYXL. They're like one of my this is my second favorite team in the West. I hate them. I hate their staff. I hate their coaching staff because oh my god, play Halo. Halo carried you in the first time. The first God. The first game that you... Why do you have Fitz, a DPS player, playing support? What are you doing? Fitz isn't good on support. God, I hate watching this team. Because I know they're good. NYXL are good. If NYXL are peaking, they're like up here, genuinely. Halo's good. I haven't seen Onion because you don't play them. Why do you even have female players on your team if you won't play them? That's not being diverse. You're putting Fitz on... I need to say something good about this team. Wait a sec. Halo's good. I love Halo's play, and I'm really sad that you faked diversity just to, like... I don't know. I don't know what you're doing. Good thing Halo and... Is Kellen on the team? No, I don't think Kellen's on the team. Sorry, I'm not very good at remembering people. You know, Kellen's there. Kellen's really good. Psycho, Shockwave. This team is so good, especially creative. But Halo's not being played, and they're playing Fitz on Brigitte, and I don't know what you're doing. What are you actually doing? Vancouver. Hi, Vancouver. I don't know who these guys are. Yeah, sorry, they haven't played in a week, so I don't have the best memory. Maybe they did. Did they play this week? Yeah, they did. I'm pretty sure. Who do they got? Punk. Oh, Sugar Free. Yeah, it's Sugar Free. Sugar Free and Aspire are probably top 5 DPS line in the league right now. They're very good, and they're just trying to carry like Crimzo and those guys. Punk's not bad, but he's low-key inconsistent and not with the meta right now. Like, he kind of plays Doomfist. Doomfist is not meta. But yeah, DPS line's very good. Washington Justice. Decay. Decay's very good. What's not so good? Decay's not... Who does Decay... I don't know. Anyways... Floor and out. Oh, it's this team, yeah. I love this team. Because this team is every reject, every, like, second string player on one team. And it is so good. Like, Flora Alfie is a great DPS line. Benbest is alright sometimes. Teru and FD God, so underrated. It's a great team, overall. Then Dallas. Dallas is alright. They have really good DPS, but also, like, I hate watching them play. Just because, like, they're not coordinated and they don't trust MCD and Bliss. But Hanbin's a great tank. Oh my god. That man Zarya is insane. Like, I like watching that guy Zarya. It's very entertaining. Boston. Decay. Decay is surprisingly very good. I know we didn't expect that one, but Decay is very good. And Smurf, Lijigan, Twilight, Izayaki, Birdring, they're all so good, but their coordination is off because of their coaching staff is like weird right now. But honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they're third in the league if they all pop off, genuinely. Cuz at the end of the league, if they're at the end of the league, I think Shock win if they get a practice facility. Atlanta gets second because Atlanta's so good right now. But Atlanta could get third or fourth if if Sombra falls out of meta, but also Lip's great on everything. Then Boston, because Boston is so good, but their coaching staff is horrid. Hangzhou. Well, Hangzhou have Shy and Leave, which people say are the best DPS line. Honestly fair, on paper. And Gushui's a great Winston. But he can't play Rein. And, like, Leave's a great Tracer. So why do you have Shy on Tracer sometimes? They are, like, they're all off-rolling. It's really weird. I don't like it. Not off... They are off-rolling. Yeah, they're just all off-rolling. It's so weird. It's not off-rolling. Is it off-rolling? I don't know. It's very weird to watch. Because, like, they'll have Shy and Leave in, and then they just put Shy on Tracer and, like, put him on Hitscan. He's so good on Hitscan. Soul Infernal, I don't know what to say is bad about this team. Maybe Skewed is, like, a weak link sometimes, but God, Mag, Zest, MN3, Fixes, Skewed, they're all great. I don't know how they lost to Dynasty. But they're all great, but their coordination's a bit off. I don't know who plays Sombra on this team. I don't think it's... does MN3 plays Sombra, and Sombra's alright. But Sombra's not good enough to be in a hard Sombra meta. So yeah, that's all I'll say about that team. I obviously don't watch much Soul Infernal. Merit, Sana, someone, Chorong, RuPaul. Don't they have, like, a better player than Sana? Someone. No. Checkmate. This team is so well-rounded, honestly. Someone's a great tank, playing MVP level this year. Chorong is a great Brigido. RuPaul's just overall beautiful Ana. Merit's such a good hit scan. Checkmate's a great Tracer. I don't know what to say that's bad. Because, like, their coordination's good, too. I just think they have trouble clutching. Because, sorry, but Florida should not lose to Glads ever. Speaking of Glads, the Gladiators. One of the teams in the Overwatch League, they have Kevster. People's... Okay, good things first. I love Dante. Dante's great. Babel, really fun name to say. Funny Astro's alright. I don't think his Lucio's is as good as people say. But yeah, like Yaki, Kevster, great duo. And then the bad things. Now this is gonna come from me personally. But me personally, I think Kevster is very, very overrated. Because I think his Tracer's great, but he has no flex. And his Tracer isn't even, like, best in the league. Because, like, I think Proper's better. And I think... What's the other guy? I think Choice A1 can out-Tracer him. I just think Kevster's, like, very overhyped. Because his flexibility is not very good. Like, he does, like, move to other heroes sometimes. but he just doesn't play it well enough. He doesn't play it well enough to not be on Tracer. That's what I feel about him. Anyways, SF Shock, I know it by heart. Obviously, Shining Stars, Vindame, and Proper, and is there other support? Finn. Vindame, Finn, and Proper are great second years, and I love what they're doing in the league, but they cannot carry these rookies. Heesang's very good, but also inconsistent, and Junebin and Max don't know what they're doing. I don't know why. Junebin sometimes switches in and plays Ramatra anyways, and Max switches in and plays Winston. I don't know what you're doing. But obviously they don't have a practice facility, and their Krusty's coaching is always weird. Houston Outlaws. Oh no, how can I say something bad about this team? This week they were found very inconsistent. But Happy, Pelican, Fearless, Shoe, Violet. Oh my god, they have the best backline in the world right now. Shoe, Violet? How do you beat that? I don't know, but Atlanta did it. Fearless is a obviously great tank. I think he's slightly overrated, but that's me personally. Because I think he can play Winston, and that's about it. But we're in a Winston meta, so no one cares. Anyways, Pelican Happy. Pelican's obviously great. His echo's beautiful. Happy Sombra, though, has more to be desired. Happy Sombra is very mid, which is bad when you're trying to be the best team in the league. Guangzhou. Choi Se-Wan and Jimmy. Well, I don't know about Jimmy, personally. Jimmy's alright. But Choi Se-Wan. Oh my god, is that... He is popping off right now. He is doing so well. It's insane to me how well he's playing. And Piggy somehow went from like a mid-off tank to such a good tank, like a main tank. I don't know how he did it, but he is so good at Zarya, and he's so good at like Winston. He's so good at so many characters, and it's Faraway Xerneas. That's a really good backline, and I can see why they maybe want to be considered one of the best teams in the league right now. Also, if we, I don't want to dox myself again, I have to edit it out, but there's like a list and Soul Infernal went really down. That's not because Soul Infernal had a bad week this week in particular. It's just that other teams had a better week, like Shock. Because every single person ever expected Shock to get 3-0'd. They didn't, and then they beat Valiant, which people expect to be up here. Shock were great this week. Anyways, Atlanta. How do I say anything about Atlanta? Because Atlanta are doming the league right now. Lip. Need I say more? I will say more. Lip is great. He's so good at Sombra. He's so good at all hit scan. How do we beat Lip? Stalker's great coming off his off roll. He plays a great Tracer. He plays a decent Reaper, I guess. That doesn't really matter though. They're great. Hawk, surprisingly good. Because I thought Hawk was going to be the weakness for this team. But he's not. He's really good at D.Va. And he just really impressed me. And then Chio Fielder, I personally think they're a bit overrated because Fearless carried them to a championship. But yeah, also Donghack has been like popping. Oh my god. Donghack has been so good. But what I find what will be their downfall is metas, honestly. Because what if we have some weird wacky meta where they're playing Sigma on like every map? Donghack can't play Sigma, and neither can Hawk. And you don't play Sombra in those comps. You may have a great showing from Lip on, like, Widow. Sure, but I think that, like, Junker Queen meta's coming up. Who's gonna play Junker Queen? Not Donghack. He plays Winston. And not Hawk. He plays Diva. And not many other characters. So their tanks are very inflexible. And Lip is my MVP candidate this year if it's not Proper, and if Proper's on a worse team than last year. My MVP candidate is Lip right now, but also he's not too flexible. People really popped off when they're like, oh my god, we have a hit scan player who also plays Sombra, and it's so good. And I was like, oh my god, the exact same. But now that you look at it, he can't play like many projectile characters. I don't think I've seen them play Hanzo once, and Hanzo's been pretty good. Just because Hanzo's really annoying. I just personally think that Atlanta's downfall is a poor meta, and since Junker Queen got one of the biggest buffs in Overwatch 2 history, I think that will be their downfall. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next week. Goodbye.